Here's what happens in X-Men number 21. Cover date, June 1966. Title, From Whence Comes Dominus, by Roy Thomas and Werner Roth. Previously in X-Men, the team in the not-so-X-Jet traveled to the American Southwest to confront Lucifer. So the beginning of this issue is them already there and being tossed around by some sort of huge beam shooting out of a butte.
So it's like kind of just like a force beam, just kind of...
Sort of. Later you find out it's bringing robots in from the other side of the galaxy. But you don't know that till way later. Once the X-Men land, they have to fight off some cowboys who are trying to bring the X-Men in because they're wanted for bank robberies.
Oh, yeah. Well, there it is.
They send them a pack, and it's like 2 pages of just fighting cowboys.
Very good use of page time.
Sure. In which case, Professor X calls Beast Beastie Boy.
Okay, that should have stuck.
And I love it.
I agree.
The X-Men minus Professor X end up riding an ice raft down a river that leads into the butte.
Okay.
They figure this is the way they can get into the lair.
Presumably Bobby made that ice raft.
Absolutely.
Got it.
They get sucked down a whirlpool caused by Lucifer through technology. And the X-Men all end up in a transparent box in like 2 separate ways. They get split, they have 2 little separate adventures, and they get back. And during the sequence, there's like a panel where Iceman looks suspiciously like the Silver Surfer.
Oh, wow.
Which was created 3 months earlier.
Oh, so it's like a reference. Like
I don't know if it's a reference, but
it really looks like it.
Really looks like it.
Yeah.
Professor X gets kidnapped by 2 robots and brought straight to Lucifer, who starts monologuing. He has built Dominus, an ultra-complex mechanism designed to take away the independent will of everyone on the planet, and it's powered by robots. So the X-Men are all in the box. Marvel Girl releases them by flipping a switch, but they make it seem like it's very hard for her to get through a wall. So that is that a thing?
I feel like distance is a thing. So like,
sure.
Maybe there's some sort. I mean, especially if you're talking about like
they were specifically talking about how hard it was for her to go through the solid wall of the box in order to flip the switch.
I feel like you could maybe no prize that by being like, it's a tech box, so there's like some stuff in there that makes it difficult. No, just
I don't know, just an invisible box.
I said no prize.
Maybe. Cyclops then takes out the robot guard, and the team makes their way to the center of Dominus, where Professor X and Lucifer are located. On the way, Professor X says, "Don't harm Dominus."
Oh, huh.
Now, we find out later what he meant was, don't harm the machine, harm the robots. But he doesn't say that. So, this information splits the team in 2.
Okay.
Cyclops and Marvel Girl are like, we need to do what the professor says, don't wreck the machine. And Angel's like, I'm gonna wreck the machine.
Yeah, that tracks.
Try and stop me, in which case Cyclops does.
Okay.
Blasts Angel, stuns him for a minute. They end up destroying all the robots, and then Professor X is like, that's what I wanted all along, but I just never said it. I don't know why.
Communication is key, and Professor X is bad at it.
He's real bad at it. So now the robots are gone. This whatever signal they were outputting is gone. The Supreme One shows back up, and he goes, well, since Lucifer failed, he is now banished to a nameless dimension where time nor space exists. So he just gets whooshed up into the air. The end.
I am waiting to see if we ever find out which dimension that is.
I believe he does come back later. I didn't do too much research because, frankly, if I see him, I see him.
That's fair.
He's not in the movie, so I'm not quite caring.
Yep, I don't think that anybody's really, itching to follow the character arc of Lucifer. But, who knows?
The end.